Alright, broadcast will be starting in a second here.
Well, I'll get off for you guys.
Hey, welcome
That's fine.
back to Flashback Football, the greatest teams of the 1980s. And this time we have the 88 Oilers visiting the 86 Cleveland Browns. Warren Moon versus Bernie Kosar. There you see Ernest Givens against Webster Slaughter. All kinds of flashback names for you.
Go Oilers. That's what I'd root for.
Big fan of the 88 Oilers, are you?
I don't know, but I'm not a fan of the Browns at all. So, what I'm a fan of is people actually doing work. And I'm trying to get a title, downloaded a classic title, and has not been created, so I have to do it myself.
Ah, out come the Cleveland Browns, and they're all white. And the Oilers in their classic blues. Artie Schottenheimer against Jerry Glanville. A couple different ways to coach teams there. It's Bernie Kosar. Leads out his troops. What is happening right there? And there's a spotlight on Mike Rozier, the starting running back of the Oilers.
Damn it.
It looks like the Oilers will be receiving. Set up the simulation here. Okay, here we go. Browns kicking deep to the Oilers. Caught about the 10. Actually, it wasn't that deep of a kick. And returned out to the 28-yard line. Warren Moon. There you see some of the ratings for the man. And he is one of the stars of the Oilers, that's for sure. He's going to throw on the first play and hit a wide open receiver. Which one is that? It's a gain of 20 plus yards. I think that's Drew Hill. It is. The best of the receivers in 1988. Of course, the Oilers also have Ernest Givens and a couple other quality receivers as well. This time they've turned the hand off. I believe that's to Rozier. No, that's to Highsmith. The Oilers will use different running backs, but Rozier and Pinkett are probably the two most prominent ones. And Warren Moon spinning around, gets hit, sacked, fumble, and Pinkett picks it up. So Pinkett saves disaster there for the Oilers. So I believe that was Mike
Lucky
Johnson.
you had enough time to have 2 shots at that.
Yeah. Spinning around. Moon goes up top, and it's incomplete. So who should win the game? Well, first of all, it's in Cleveland. The Oilers in 1988 were 10-6 under Jerry Glanville. The second best offense in the league in 1988, but the 22nd, or another way you could say, is the 7th worst defense. On the other hand, the Browns in 86 were 12-4. Of the Super Bowl era, the 86 Browns were probably the best team / chance the Browns ever had of getting to a Super Bowl. And they were number 5 in offense, number 11 in defense. So the Browns seemed to be a more balanced team and a team with a better record. They won their division, made it to the championship game. Seems like the Browns should win this game. But the Oilers have a They do one thing well, and they do it really well, and that's offense. But they didn't do it on that drive. Brandy Kozar on play action. Completes for 24 yards. Ozzie Newsome, of course. Hall of Fame tight end Ozzie Newsome on the other end of that. Now injuries are on for this flashback football season, and unfortunately for Browns fans, Ozzie Newsome, as great as he is, spent some time on the training room, trainer's table with some injuries in '86. So did some of their running backs. So they could have been even better if it wasn't for the injury bug. So we'll see if that plays. And it did not play in the Bears-Packers game at all. Nobody got hurt in that one. Kozar steps up, fires that one. That's complete. And we're into Oilers territory now. That was, again, Ozzie Newsome.
What the hell?
Not a big fan of Ozzie Newsome, apparently.
Well, I'm trying to upload an image for this wrestling game, and I can't seem to upload to WWE 2K20.
There's Childress, Smith, and Fuller. Defensive line. Grimsley and Smith are the inside linebackers. Meads and Lyles are the outside backers. Secondary is Brown, Bostic, Donaldson, and Allen for these Oilers. Again, the seventh worst defense in the year of 1988, putting them right with the '89 Packers. Probably even worse. One of the worst defenses in the greatest of '80s roster. So Bernie Kozar is carving him up so far, but it's a third down here, and he comes through with a nice big play again. It's hard to come in with a poor defense when you're playing all these great teams that won double-digit games for the most part. So Warren Moon's going to have to be amazing if he wants to get his team to the playoffs. However, one thing working for the Oilers is the Oilers and Colts are the luckiest teams, if not, as good as some of the other teams in this league, because they get to play against teams that weren't around in the Texans and Jaguars. So that division, the '87 Colts, who I think won 9 games, the '88 Oilers won 10 games, and then 2 teams that didn't exist. So these Oilers are probably favored to win the division, even though their defense might be one of the 2 worst in the entire roster set. Interesting how that works out. First and goal here for the Browns. Turn handoff to big Kevin Mack, but the Oilers slam him down. Mack now 3 carries, 3 yards. Play action pass. Kozar waiting. Great protection, all day protection. And he still can't find anyone. Gets hit, fumbles the football. And all told, that's about a 15-yard loss. He had all day. If you couldn't get someone, at some point you got to throw the ball away. Bernie Kozar just hanging on to it way too long, trying to make something happen. Smith pops him. He fumbles. But just like the Oilers got away with the fumble, Kozar gets away with that one.
Oh, shit. Crap, there's something.
Ready? Come! You're not ready! Slam! Clear!
So now it's 3rd and goal from the 18-yard line. Play action again, nobody's buying it. But great protection. He fires towards the middle of the end zone, and it's overthrown. Bernie Kozar, maybe he was throwing that one away rather than get sacked and losing a bunch more yards. And so out will come the field goal kicker, Tony Zendejas, out of the University of Nevada. For some reason, he's left-footed. I don't think that's true. Oh, what? Barr? Nope, it is not. Zendejas is the Oilers kicker. What the hell is my problem? But Barr is definitely not left-footed. So there we go. There's one fix I have to write down. Of course, these rosters were edited outside of franchise, and you cannot change the handedness of the players outside of franchise. So there was a couple that I made sure, you know, Steve Young, Boomer Esiason, a couple of the guys that were lefties, but I didn't go through and check all the right-handed guys because I just assumed everyone's right-footed unless I make them left-handed. Warren Moon now on 1st and 10. That's complete. Who was that? That was seldom used. Chris Verhulst, I believe. Wow, talking about finding your way into the field. He, in real life, he played one game at tight end, and he already has a catch here in this league. There's an end around to Curtis Duncan. He loses a yard. So in real life, 1988, Warren Moon was a Pro Bowl quarterback, although he was hurt part of the year. So again, injuries are probably going to determine some things in this league. He missed 5 games to injuries, but in 11 games that he did start, threw for over 2,300 yards, 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, quarterback rating of 88.4. If you like that sort of thing. QBR rating of ESPN hadn't developed that yet.
Let's go. Let's do it.
It's a big stat anyway.
Right. So out comes Bernie Kosar with a 3-0 lead. The ball at the 20, and nobody in the backfield with him. This is not a Marty Schottenheimer looking in the formation at all. But Kosar's going to go with it and sling it out. That looked like a sidearm throw, which is pretty cool since Kosar was known for doing that more than occasionally. So what about Bernie Kosar? He was not a Pro Bowl quarterback, although he did start every game, did not have an injury problem. He was 12-4, obviously. Almost 4,000 yards, 17 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, so pretty good season. But of course, the AFC was loaded with quarterbacks back then. So Bernie Kosar on the short end of the stick, not elected to the Pro Bowl. Now these are not the, I always remember the run and shoot or high flying passing offenses of the Oilers in the early 90s when I think of the Oilers and Warren Moon. This is not that team. In fact, they had a 1,000-yard runner and then 2 other runners near 500 yards. They ran the ball. Let's see if I can get a total number here. Their offense was still good. It just wasn't all aerial at this time. They ran for 2,250 yards. Almost 700 more than they gave up on defense. So the Oilers should expect to see a lot of yards on the ground from this team. And they try to do it, but the Browns are there. Cover it up. See how good the 86 Browns. There you go. Camp, Golick, Puzzolini, Johnson, Matthews, Banks are the linebackers. They actually went with the 3-4, so I'm not sure where I showed you 4-3. Ellis and Rockets are the safeties. Minifield and, gosh, Dixon, Hanford Dixon, all-pro super cornerback, and I couldn't remember his name. Third and 2 as Pinkett picks up 6. Get back to that Browns defensive stats in a minute. Oh, there's a big hit laid out there. That's got to be Big Bob Golick. Yes, it is. Bob Golick destroying Rozier's chances at a first down. The Browns were good at allowing, or not allowing points. They did allow yards, though. They were 11th in points allowed, but they were definitely worse than that in yards allowed, as they actually gave up almost 2,000 yards on the ground. So this should be a good matchup for the Oilers running game. But right now the Browns have been stout. The Browns, of course, their strength of their defense is against the pass, with an all super Pro Bowl, all pro corner in Hanford on one side, and Frank Minifield on the other side. Also some pretty decent safeties. Kozar comes up firing downfield. That's complete across the 40-yard line. Kozar off to a 5 of 7 start that time. It's Reggie Langhorne. I believe that's his first catch of the day. "22-year-old Webster Slaughter and 23-year-old Reggie Langhorne, both rookies, I believe. Let me double check that. And I know Webster Slaughter was a rookie. And Langhorne's first year was actually 85. So second year receiver Reggie Langhorne and rookie Webster Slaughter. Both played every game and were 2 of the 3 main receivers for Brennan Kozar. Bryant Brennan, the other one, who actually led the team in reception. Kozar rollout, play action, completes the pass, and that's another first down for the Browns. Kozar 6 of 8 with 101 yards. Jim McMahon had a good game in the last televised one, and there you can see some of the scrolls, some of the scores scrolling at the bottom. Some other games have been played, so you might get some updates on scores and stats. There you see the Buffalo Bills have just tied the New York Jets. That's the 88 Buffalo Bills at the 85 New York Jets. And the 84 Rams are taking on a team that didn't exist in the 80s.
So, are you doing 1 o'clock game or 2?
Well, for this week, I'm definitely just going to do the 1. It's probably going to alter from week to week.
Okay.
Yeah. So it actually just depends on how many games I have. Because like today, I had a lot of games going on where I could sort of watch them. So it depends how my week goes. If I have a lot of time where I can't really play, but I can kind of have it on the background, then we'll only get 1. If it's a slower week where I can't, where I might as well be announcing it anyways, then we'll do more. But the plan is most likely 1 noonish game, 1 o'clock game, 1 4 o'clock afternoon game, and then the primetime games Sunday, Monday, Thursday.
Right.
And then sometimes I'll do an extra 1 o'clock game if the matchup's just too good and I have to see it, or if it's 2 teams that we haven't seen yet and they're playing each other and I want to make sure it gets out there or something. Oh, I have to tell you though that one of the games that when the Bills and the Jets were playing, and I was just sort of watching it, sort of not, but I did see it when it went into halftime, and sure enough, the third game was the Bears against the Bears, 0-0.
Huh. What the hell?
I know. It's like, what?
I'm going to Google that right now. Madden 20 Bears versus Bears.
Come on now, let's go.
Oh, so Drew Hill's already up to 5 catches for 52 yards.
I don't see anything in it.
It's very odd because, I mean, the Bears were the
Yes.
first team I joined with in this one, but they weren't the first in Sack to the Future. Obviously,
No,
it's
it
your
would be
league,
the
so the
Bills.
Bills would have been first.
Yeah. That is weird.
I
There's
couldn't believe it
nothing-
when I saw it. I was like, what? Come on. I thought it might, it might still be there, but it would be somebody else. I'm like, okay, who's the glitch? And it was the Bears again. I'm like, no way.
Oh my dear God.
Easy work. It's up. 56 to Mike, boy.
So Warren
This
Moon a
is
couple
Matt.
years ahead of himself. Because he
The
forgot that the
WWE
Oilers were a
2K
running team back then.
This WWE 2K20 game is so glitchy. Like, I don't know what happened last year. EA Sports, 2K Sports, they just decided to put out crap.
Now, on the contrary to that, and I don't know because I haven't played it, I'm still having fun with 19, but I heard NHL 20 is. I think NHL 19 is pretty good. I don't know how you can be EA Sports and you have your money makers Madden, but they have so many. It seems like they have so many better teams doing other games. Because the hockey game is definitely done better.
Well, I'm setting up for a series that I've always wanted to do called The History of the Intercontinental Title.
Okay.
And it's my favorite belt. It's the workhorse of the WWE. And it began in 1979, but it actually began under a different name, although, much like my Dayton Triangles Indianapolis Colts theory, there are people that disagree with that.
Mm.
Ted DiBiase entered the company in 79 as the North American champion. They just created the title for him. He would lose the belt to Pat Patterson, and then all of a sudden Pat Patterson started calling himself the Intercontinental Champion. WWF
By the way, Bernie
recognized-
Kosar just went on fire. Sorry.
No, it's fine. WWE recognizes those as two separate titles, and they claim that Patterson won the title from DiBiase in a tournament final in Rio de Janeiro, which is WWE talk for bullshit. So I'm going to present them as the same belt.
Oh, okay. There's definitely a lot of wrestling fans out there. I mean, I used to watch it, but I was never that into it, and I certainly haven't been for many years since the first or second Ultimate Warrior died.
There was only one.
Oh, there was only
There was
one.
only
Okay.
one. Yes.
Okay.
That is a urban legend because he came back in 92 with different color hair. Because apparently
okay.
back in 92 people couldn't accept the fact that men would dye their hair.
That's funny.
From one blonde to another. That's the thing, is that it was a different color blonde. He basically highlighted it.
A fumble, and this time the defense actually recovers it. So the Browns are driving, but that fumble takes care of that drive.
Speaking of wrestling, I'd like to wish a happy birthday to The Undertaker today as he turned 55. And with that, a lot of stores, he qualifies for the special shopping hours now during this pandemic going on.
Oh.
But honestly, who the hell fuck with him anyway?
Right. Undertaker was cool. He was down. He was down. And we're in Cleveland. They got to give him that call. It's going to be reversed.
So anyway, sorry to interrupt. It's your game. I don't want to.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
I had to create. Ted DiBiase's on the game, so all I had to do is change his outfit. He's on the game. That's cool. But I had to create the North American title from scratch. And the game is so glitchy that I just previewed it, and it, like, I don't know. I hope it doesn't act like that when I actually get to the actual broadcast. The way the title, there's what they call title movie. Right before the match, the belt will fly across the screen in an animation, which didn't exist in '79, but you got to have it in video games.
Sure.
So it just looks so horrible.
Kozar hits a big play to Clarence Weathers, and now there's a 1st and goal. That fumble was reversed, by the way. There's a handoff inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that's really annoying if you put work into something and then the game glitches it out like that.
Yep.
Kind of like when Madden gave us the faceless guys. Hopefully there's no faceless people here in the 80s flashback thing here. Or any roster sets, really.
I haven't seen it in a while, since early in the season. I think we got that all fixed.
Okay, that's good. Kevin Mack was stopped on 3rd down, so again, the Browns are going to get inside the 5-yard line, but have to come away with just a field goal attempt. So, bend but don't break defense to the extreme, and they're still only down 6-0. They got to get that great offense of theirs to wake up and do something. Of course, the 86 Browns, the victims of John Elway and the Denver Broncos. I think some Browns fans probably still aren't over that championship game. But that is what made me initially a Broncos fan and always a John Elway fan. But I don't like the Broncos anywhere near as much as I used to, but they'll still qualify as my 2nd best team. Not the same as the Falcons do for you, though. I don't really care what they do. If I had to pick someone that's not the Bears to win, it might as well be the Broncos. And Elway's still involved in the front office, so. But the Browns don't have to face Elway in this one. Oh, that was odd looking. Warren Moon looked like he completed the pass to the running back, but then he jumped up in the air and just threw the ball up, and Brown caught it. So that interception is going to get charged to Warren Moon, but it's hard to say that's his fault. Look at this replay. Oh, it wasn't the running back. It was the receiver, I believe. Might have been Drew Hill, the best receiver. That would make sense. Who is it here? I can't tell what the number is. It wasn't Drew Hill. He was downfield. But very weird play. But now Kozar comes out already in field goal range. If the Browns can actually stick this one in the end zone, that is going to really hurt the Oilers. On the first play, though, Kozar gets sacked and may have sacked himself out of field goal range. That throw got him right back into field goal range, though. Nice play, getting the yardage back. Matt Barr made exactly a total of 1 field goal over 50 yards in 86, so they probably were out of range, but now they're deep into range as they're all the way down to the 10-yard line. Once again, going to have a goal line stand necessary for the Oilers to keep them in this game. Oh! Hammered, fumbled, and picked up. I believe that's Ray Childress. Is he going to outrun the Browns? Never knew Childress. Oh, he's slowing down. He's gassed. I was going to say, I never knew he was fast enough to outrun these guys, but caught up with them. Still a huge play for the Oilers, though. It looked like the Browns were about to take a 2-score lead. Look, he's dying there. He's dying on the run back. Childress, though, gets a lot of yards, gets it all the way down inside the 10, and just like that, it goes from 1st and goal for the Browns to 1st and goal for the Oilers, and they're only down by 6. They could actually have the lead at the half. Warren Moon spins, fires, complete, touchdown. Just like that, we're all tied up. What a crazy turn of events the last 2 plays were. I don't know if you caught the score at the bottom there, but the Super Bowl champion Redskins were getting beat up pretty bad by the Eagles. That was the 1980 Eagles.
I was actually uploading my title belt to the community.
Oh yeah, it's 2K, so it's
Yeah.
a whole. Is it like the NBA 2K or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the creative suite is really cool and enhanced. I wish that the three big Sony, 2K, and EA would combine in a way of giving us, like Sony with the MLB The Show, the amount of names they have on in the recorded for saying. It's just very expansive. 2K with the image uploader and even the face, although I've never been able to figure it out, but the face uploader thing and some of its choices and stuff and the community share. And then EA Sports I like because the full editing as far as names, heights, weights, and all that goes. But I wish the three games would come together and give us a full creative license on stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so Mike Hall is the first opponent. Who the fuck is Mike Hall?
Kozar now 30 seconds left. He'll fire towards the sidelines. Did he get out? He did get out of bounds. So the Browns still have 2 timeouts. They're driving, trying to get this lead back before the half. They dominated most of the game, and they find themselves trailing here with just seconds to go in the first half, 76. Oh, Bernie Kosar just threw an interception. I was just about to say what an accurate passer Bernie Kosar is, and then he threw an interception. So luckily, he threw that to pass before I started talking about. I was going to go into the first quarterback challenge thing I ever saw live on TV, where he won the accuracy contest against guys that I thought would beat him, like Dan Marino and, well, John Elway wasn't the most accurate quarterback, but in my eyes he was. Warren Moon and Kosar beat them all in the accuracy competition. But that's the difference between competitions and football on the field, as he threw an interception there. He didn't really throw that many interceptions in real life either, though. Kosar's pretty accurate quarterback overall. Look at this. Because of the interception, the Oilers have a chance, and Dejas from 52. Oh, just short. I was going to say the Oilers could actually walk in with a 4-point lead, but no, it was short. 2 seconds. Let's see if Kosar's got the arm strength for a Hail Mary. I don't think he can get it there. Comes up about 15 yards short, and it's incomplete. So that's halftime. The Browns dominated for the first 25 minutes, but then disaster struck with turnovers. And they go into the locker room down by 1. That's going to eat at Marty Schottenheimer, as he just is not the kind of coach that appreciates turnovers, that's for sure. All right, let's see if we get Bears. Hopefully not. Of course, we're going to get games that are in the afternoon. Why? They could at least show games that are played at the same time.
EA Sports doesn't really care.
Of course, these games are going to be 0-0. They're all afternoon games. And now the third one's probably going to be Bears. Idiots. What a waste. What a waste. It could be good. I mean, showing 3 games with some stats and stuff, that could be a cool little feature. But no. They show you games later in the week, so you get 0-0, and then they show you a made-up practice for some reason.
Let's go!
I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with edited rosters. Maybe if you play with just the modern rosters and don't edit anybody, that thing works. Who knows?
60 or. Yeah. Check.
Well, there's a nice move made by, who is that? That's Hernan Botno. A nice little jump cut there and turned it into a 4-yard gain. Kozar now. Actually, he's going to throw, but instead he hands it off on a delayed draw, and that's Kevin Mack. And he got about 6 yards on that carry and now has 6 for the day. So that was definitely his biggest run of the day. Handoff again. The Browns coming out running the ball. Kevin Mack a couple more yards. 2nd and 7. I'm sure Schottenheimer gave him a earful in the locker room. And that's why they came out running the ball, because he's tired of seeing turnovers. So they imploded in the last 5 minutes of the first half. But now on 3rd and 12, Kozar's going to have to drop back into a shotgun and throw this thing. He throws across the middle. It's complete. I believe that's Brian Brennan. And he's going to be stopped short of the first down. I can't always read the numbers, but it is kind of easy to spot the white receiver. Makes it easier to guess who it is. The 1-yard line is where that punt went out at, and so the Oilers will have to go 99 yards if they're going to get their second touchdown right now. First play gets him 4. Another handoff, and he gets across the 10, makes a move, gets out to the 15-yard line. So a couple nice runs by Rozier, getting him out of danger. Now on 1st and 10 from the 15, Warren Moon's going to throw. He fires, he completes it to Ernest Givens. Warren Moon now 11 of 15. He's over 100 yards. And now Warren Moon lights up. Kozar was lit up earlier, but didn't really get any touchdowns out of it. Now let's see if Warren Moon could do something. He rolls out, fires wide open at midfield. Drew Hill is having a game. That's at least his 6th catch. 24-yarder there. Warren Moon 1 for 1 since being on fire. Here he goes again. He throws that downfield. Another first down, this time to Curtis Duncan. And the Oilers are moving the ball. Again, this drive started at their own 1-yard line. Hey, the Buffalo Bills take the lead on the New York Jets, 15-12. Oh boy, a meeting at the quarterback. Instead of sandwiching and possibly hurting Warren Moon, they were nice enough to only have the hit from one side, and that was Hairston. So that brings it back to a 2nd and 16. And also, you see Warren Moon is no longer lit up. So the Browns did what they had to do. They got the sack. Now Warren Moon fires and almost throws an interception after coming off of being on fire. And there, Bruce Matthews is pointing out potential blitzers to Warren Moon. He fires it downfield, right on the sidelines. Perfect throw. That's complete down to the 13-yard line. Warren Moon. He's got his team all the way down to the 13, a 1-point lead here, 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Moon throws a little in front of the receiver. Moon on the day, 14 of 20, so he's at 70% here in this game. Is the throw here in the back of the end zone. Did he get his feet down? They say yes. Drew Hill again. He is an inspired young man. Great season in 1988 and a great start here to Flashback football. 7th catch. Oh, if the refs will uphold it, though, that would be his 7th catch and 1st touchdown. Let's see. That's great. Great, nice close-up of the feet there. Well, good job, cameraman. They are going to uphold it. It's a touchdown. And the Oilers up by 7, about to be 8 if Zendejas could make this extra point, which he can. It says a 10-play, 100-yard drive. Of course, it was 99 yards, but still.
That's possible.
So you're saying when they snapped the first one, it was actually a safety.
Let's go. Let's do it. Come on, set. Dirty base. Here we go, D. Get it. Play it.
Kozar now needs to answer. Comes up, fires on a rope up to the 50-yard line. Kozar's having a good game outside of the fumble and the interception. The fumble, he get just blasted. So it's not even... Well, I mean, I guess it's his fault for letting the ball go, but it's kind of hard to be mad at him for that. The interception, though, was clearly on him.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Ready.
With the Browns early in the game when they were dominating. Oh, there's Kozar coming up with a nice throw near the sidelines. And Webster Slaughter come down with it, and they're back in the red zone. I was going to say earlier in the game when they were dominating, they got inside the 5 2 times. Came away with only 6 points. Then they were down there again and turned it over. And then they haven't been back until now. So let's see if they can turn this into a touchdown and make this a brand new game. Brennan, 6th catch. So he's quietly been leading the team in receptions as he did in real life. There's Hernan Fontenot getting down to the 5-yard line. So for the 3rd time this game, the Browns have a 1st and goal inside the 5. The first 2 times it was a field goal. See what happens on. See if the 3rd time is a charm or not. Play action pass. Kozar's going to throw. Fires in the end zone and it's picked off. So the 3rd time is even worse than the first 2. Turnover number 3 for the Browns. And they continue to beat themselves. Oilers now starting at their own 14. No chance for a 100-yard drive here. But Rozier takes it to the outside across the 30, 35, 40, 45. All the way up to the 46-yard line. A huge run for Rozier. Mike Rozier was a 1,000-yard back in '88. He had 1,002 yards. Warren Moon completes another easy pass underneath. Gain of 7. That was Alan Pinkett, his first reception of the game. Now he'll turn and fake it to... I think that was Lorenzo White in there on that one, but Moon cannot hit Givens downfield as he gets hit and drops the ball. 3rd and 3. Browns need to stop here, but Warren Moon delivers a perfect ball to a wide open guy. Ernest Givens, this time he hangs on. That's a 1st down. Late 3rd quarter now. Oilers seem to be in control of this game because the Browns keep turning it over. After the Browns were in control for much of the first half, it's been all Oilers since then, though. And now they're taking a nice, long, methodical drive. Oh, Warren Moon gets hit and sacked on that one, though. Clay Matthews comes in. So this is, I didn't even think about this until now, but this is a Clay Matthews versus Bruce Matthews game. So if I remember correctly, they were cousins? Maybe brothers? I don't remember, but I know they're related.
What, the Matthews?
Yeah.
Brothers.
Clay, okay, Clay and Bruce are brothers. because it's the Matthews now, the Clay Matthews, and the lineman for the Falcons. Is he still on the Falcons, Matthews?
No, they just, he was just cut from the Rams.
Oh, that's right. He went to the Rams, and then he got cut there. Those guys are cousins. But, yeah, the senior and Bruce are, of course, brothers. And right now, Bruce is getting the better of it.
It's after midnight here on the East Coast, by the way.
Well, for all the turnovers the Browns had, they get the ball. It's still only down by 1 score. There's a quick handoff to the fullback. You don't see Madden do that very often, but Davis comes up with a 10 or 11-yard run. Okay, they had Mack as the tailback, so they had Davis. They had the big power guys out there. With Mack and Davis, they gave it to the up back. Kozar drops back. He's going to throw towards the sidelines and complete it. And that's that man, Brian Brennan, again, his 7th catch. 7 catches, 55 yards. So he's on pace to beat what he did in 86. In 86, he led the team with only 55 receptions. If he has this kind of game every week, he'll be at close to 90. There's a handoff, a cutback by Ernest Biner, and he gets up to midfield. So the Oilers earlier had a 99-yard touchdown drive to make it an 8-point game, and now the Browns, this drive started at their 4. They're only halfway there, but if they can finish the job, we might have a great ending on our hands. Unlike that first game where the teams were not as close in skill level. I believe Madden calls this a 2-point game. They had the Browns favored by 2 in this one. Third and 6. Kozar throws it towards the sidelines. He's going to be out of bounds before the first down, though. Interesting decision here from Marty Schottenheimer. 4th and 1. You wouldn't know it with all the turnovers, but Bernie Kozar actually just hit 300 yards passing. They only have 6 points, but he has 300 yards. And they're going to line up the big boys here, and on 4th and 1, you assume that's Mack. No, it's Biner, and he gets stopped. Why didn't they go with the bulldozer, Kevin Mack? I don't know. But the Oilers are glad for that as they tackle Biner behind the line. And it's as good as a turnover for the Browns. The Oilers take over. And Warren Moon comes out throwing a quick slant to get up to midfield. And now the Browns look like they're bringing all the heat. 8 men in the box. No, 7. Looking like they're going to blitz. But it's a fake. They back off, and doesn't do them any good to back off into coverage because Warren Moon finds the hole. 22 yards to Curtis Duncan. And now the Oilers, well, it looks like they're going to keep throwing. I was going to say they could work on the clock, but I guess they just want to. Oh, no, they do hand off. And he gets lit up. We're under 9 minutes to go now. Oilers up only by 1 score still. If they do not get a field goal, it's still a 1-score game. Warren Moon throws that into some serious traffic, and it's incomplete. There's Bruce Matthews again pointing out potential blitzers, and they are coming on the blitz. And a leaping play by, is that Carl Banks? A leaping linebacker knocked that ball down. Never had a chance. And now Zendejas from 46 yards. He can make this. He can make them from 50. And he does make this one, and that's finally a two-score game for the first time. The Oilers, the biggest lead of the game, 17-6 now. Did I say Carl Banks earlier?
I think so.
Because obviously he is on an 86 team, and he is in this roster, but he's on the 86 Giants. It was Chip Banks. Chip Banks is the Brown. Also a Pro Bowler. I mean, he's very good in his own right. Figures that they would both have the last name Banks and then both have first names that start with C. So I can continue to get those mixed up all season long, probably.
Come on, set. 50, plant. Hey, 4 down.
Brady Kozar needs to answer here. First, they'll hand it off to Biner, though, and he will fight his way up to the 35-yard line. Got to get points on this drive. The clock's starting to become a factor. There's still almost 8 minutes left, but if they don't score on this drive, it really gets a lot harder. Kozar goes with the underneath route, gets it to a 2nd and 2. That was the first catch for Dickey, by the way. Kevin Mack has not given the Browns what they needed on the ground. 11 carries for 18 yards so far. 3rd and 3, a pretty big play here. I think they'll be going for that 4th down. Let's see. Kozar makes him not have to worry about it. He completes it downfield inside the 40-yard line. That was Weathers on the reception. Clarence Weathers. And now the Oilers are almost in field goal range. They need another 1st down probably. Kozar throws it towards the sticks into double coverage, and it's incomplete.
Be a lot of 1970s era wrestling fans.
Kozar fires toward the sidelines, right on the money. It's complete. Webster Slaughter does the toe tap, and it doesn't matter though because there's over 5 minutes to go in the game, so the clock keeps running. Kozar now, he's got some time, but the coverage is great, and he's going to end up, it's going to be a coverage sack for the Oilers. So Will Fuller gets in there eventually and sacks him. And now the Browns are looking at a 2nd and 19. Can't lose any more yards or else they'll be out of field goal range. Dump off, actually behind the line, so that is the yards lost that they didn't need. Again, Matt Barr only made 1 kick over 50 in the year of 1986. So he can do it, but it's not, I wouldn't count on it. There you go, nice safe screen pass just to make sure you had to get at least a field goal on this drive. So that's what Marty Schottenheimer calls. Get some of those yards back. 48 yards are still not a give me, but possible. He's got to make this. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Oilers still leading, but now it's just a 1-score game, 17-9. 3 minutes to go. Browns have all 3 timeouts to use on defense. Oilers just a couple 1st downs away from winning this thing. Been a pretty good game, though. Too many interceptions for the Browns fans, obviously. Warren Moon on the day, 20 of 29, 236 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Pretty good representative of what he would do in 1988. 2-to-1 touchdowns interception ratio. Couple 100 yards, nothing crazy. He doesn't get into those crazy passing yards for another year or 2, probably 2. Ooh, high snap. Warren Moon handles it though. Comes up, fires downfield, and that's complete to Ernest Givens, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. And now they are, well, it depends when they get it, but if they get the first down after the Browns blow one of their timeouts, then this game's going to be over. Play action pass. Warmoon's going to throw for it, taking the Browns by surprise. The problem is the guy runs out of bounds. So that is not what the Oilers wanted. Browns still have all 3 timeouts. If they can stop him from getting the first down, they will get the ball back. And nothing there, so he goes to the other side and finds room for a first down. Now, the game's not over yet because of the guy going out of bounds. But it's getting awfully close here. The Browns cannot allow another first down. Huge hole, they allow another first down. The Browns. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what year it is. That's their last time out. Let's see. If they kneel. You know what? The Browns can get the ball back with like 10 seconds to go, but if they give up any points, obviously, the game's over. So, pretty sure it's over no matter what. Oilers just going to run the clock down as far as they can and then try to make it a 2-score game. It's 1 minute to go right now. So it'll be less than 20 seconds to go when they kick the field goal. Oh my gosh, Warmoon's going to throw for some reason, and it's dropped. What is Jerry Glanville calling there? That is hard to watch as a human with a brain. It's the AI Jerry Glanville goes for the throw. I guess he thought first down wins it, but my goodness. See if Zendaya can bail him out. I think he did. It's good. It's 20-9. So, even with that terrible play call, the Browns still only have 51 seconds to get 2 scores. And they haven't put the ball in the end zone the entire game. So, I'm pretty sure it's over. But we'll see. See if there's some magic in that arm. Bernie Kosar. Good protection. Kosar able to complete a pass about 17 yards downfield, but the Oilers are going to give that up all day because 2 more of those and the game's over. Kosar now in trouble. He might get sacked. Oh, what? That's the throw I want to be able to do. He just fired it into the line. Oh, man. That's a way to avoid a sack. All right, Kosar, only 20 seconds left. He's launching. What was it?
Did you give Bernie Kosar a sidearm throw?
Yeah. Yeah. 14 seconds. They hand it off. Marty Schottenheimer not to be outdone by Jerry Glanville's stupidity. Answers with some of his own. And that's the ball game. The Browns find a way not to capitalize on any of those first and goal situations and then start turning the ball over. And the Oilers get away with a win on the road despite getting outgained in both the ground and the air. But the turnovers, you lose the turnover battle, you usually lose the game. That's what the Browns did. And hey, we came in just under an hour again. So that's the 1 o'clock game for week 1 of Flashback Football, greatest teams of the 80s. I'll be back in a few days or so with the afternoon game, which I don't know what it'll be, but it'll be a good one. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.